We'd like to welcome each and every individual to Voices of Integrity and Action Vision training and coaching. And today, I don't even know what to, warn you all. I told Willis that he might walk away with a headache from this. And so what we're talking about in the 530 grid is box 7. And Willis and Elaine and Nora, you're all invited to jump in and participate. It will be a far more interesting podcast, honestly, if you all do, than if I just talk. Because what I'm going to say should be said rather in 25 minutes. It should take 25 hours. So I'm going to scrunch it on 25 hours all into 25 minutes. Make sense, everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
So asking for referrals, box 7 is fascinating. It's a fascinating, and there's actually some coaching sessions out there on that, on being able to do that. And so I'm not going to go over that, but so Willis, do you have anyone asking for references?
At times, not as of not as of the last couple of days, but yes, I do from time to time, absolutely.
And when they do that, do they do they normally go forward or not once they get the references?
Yes, actually, I have been pretty fortunate so far with that, because yeah, actually that excites me if they do ask for referrals, because it to me that means that they care about what their end product's going to look like or so forth on. Yeah.
Right. So Mel, owner of Bluegate, I meet with him and Alvin and Ernie every Thursday afternoon. And so Mercantile, Alvin owns Mercantile, Ernie owns Woodland Park RVs, and Mel owns Bluegate Theater and a whole bunch of other stuff in Shipshewana, northern Indiana. And so they're fascinating guys. And I've never met anyone that is so passionate about the experience. And so I made an interesting observation. So Mel is talking about the experience all the time, like the customer experience. And so last week when I met with him, I'm like, this is fascinating. Like this is just really fascinating. And I said, like the observation I've observed is that in most businesses, the experience really doesn't come into play too much. Like if you have a builder, if the builder does what they say they're going to do, and they build the house or, remodel or whatever, as long as you get the end product that's okay, they're pretty happy. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, when you did your work over here, like when you think of, you have hundreds of customers, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And any idea who would give the best referral of anybody? Of all of your hundreds of customers, do you have any idea who would be the best person of all your hundreds of people? Who would be the best person to give you a referral, a reference?
You?
I don't know. Were you just guessing on that? That didn't sound like a lot of conviction. Like you're not. Is he fishing for something?
I was gonna throw that your way.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would, because I had an experience like I don't think any other customer has ever had. I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident that, that I've had an experience that no customer of yours ever has had. I am like I'm like in awe of you and your team. I'm just like in awe. I'm like, you got to be kidding. Like you might be able to go ahead and, have people that you ask for them to call me and they weren't even thinking about doing, the stone and all that work and all that stuff. And I might be able to sell them even if they're not interested.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's how good I am. Like, and so when I look at references, I look at them very different than other people. Like, Alicia, she's a realtor, and there was once that, and her husband, he just laughs, and he's like Mark's just crazy. Like he referred us somebody that wasn't even interested in selling his home, and the guy ended up selling his home. Like Mark, convinced somebody to sell their home, and they weren't even interested in selling it. Like, wouldn't that be wild? Like, yeah, I think I might be able to sell what you guys do, even if they weren't looking at doing it. I'm like, I don't know, just find something on your property to do it just for the experience. Like, yeah, the work is beautiful. It's amazing. Have you ever gone to Culver's? Have you ever noticed like the work that they've done? Yeah, these guys, it's insane. It's 100 times better than Culver's. Like, I could refer people. I could be a reference to you that would absolutely blow your mind. Like it'd be like like 100%, and they're going to refer other people. Like it's a monster. And so there's multiple reasons for that. One is because it's true. Two is I know how to sell other people probably a lot better than I sell myself.
Okay.
Questions on that?
Yes, I'm thinking about doing doing like a business card thing and having a list of 5 references for everyone. If we go meet with a customer and have 5 references on there automatically and have them changed up every 3 weeks or something.
Yeah, I mean whatever. Yeah, and
And
I'll
have
do it.
your name at the top of the list every time, or what?
For sure. I mean, me, I got an extra 20 or 30 hours a week. I'll just say, I'll be your best salesman in the world. Like, I will sell you like nobody's business. And I'm dead serious. It's like, are you
Yeah.
kidding? Like, I've never worked with a company like yours before. I just haven't. Your guys, every one of them were so nice. Like, all of them were so nice. And they were just, and I'd recommend, I say, tell you what, I don't think that, I got a better job done because I brought the guys donuts, but let me tell you, they appreciated the donuts. Like it was just crazy. So like, what does all of this have to do with the podcast and asking for references or asking for referrals? So I made this, I had this epiphany the other day that our business, like Mel's business, like if you're in construction or accounting or you're doing a service, you just have to get the job done. You don't have to have an amazing experience. But Mel in Blue Gate Theater, he's in entertainment. That's his business. It's entertainment. Like you want to learn how to go ahead and wow your customers, create an amazing experience. Talk to Mel. Now when you do, he's going to be like, it's not that complicated. Like, like that's what they'll say. Like, it's not that complicated. It's not brain surgery. Like, it's pretty easy to do. It's like, well, for you maybe, Mel, but not for everybody else. Like, no, like, but he has to. So Disney World, they have people trained like picking up the garbage. I think it's like 50 hours of training to pick up garbage in Disney World. Seriously. Like, really? So I'm serious. And so like it's because the experience in the entertainment world, everything is about the experience. When you're a builder, or you're doing block, or you're doing construction, or you're doing accounting, most everything else, you don't have to really provide that good of experience because none of your competitors do. There's nothing to compare it to. Like, there's just nothing. So our business is, so I told that to Mel. He's like, that's a fascinating observation. I can see that, Mark. Like, it's like, that's interesting. Then I got to thinking, our business is a tough business. We're like a dentist. Like, when you go to a dentist, you don't actually ask for references. I don't think, you know. And so, I was sharing with somebody and I said, our business is like, we're like a dentist, and our clients are like, they have braces. Are you familiar, Willis, with braces?
Yes. I mean, yes and no. I mean, I've never had any, but yes, I'm familiar with it.
Yeah, I've never had any either, but I don't know. When I was in grade school or middle school, there were some kids that had them, and man, they talked about how painful it was.
Hmm.
And like it's physically painful. So are you gonna give somebody like 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 no, you just show people the smile. I don't know, like, and say that's the result of what. And so our business, it's hard because a lot of times, like, what we're telling clients is we're telling them things that they don't want to hear. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
And 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 so it's kind of like painful. And then, it's not a get rich quick overnight. It's not like we come in and all of a sudden we have a 1 hour conversation and all of a sudden, everything's fixed.
Yeah.
Like, it's often hard to go ahead and see the benefit, of what we do. It's hard to see the direct. I remember one client of ours, and I think he was on, Action Vision for maybe 4 months, and he says, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna put it on hold, and I don't think I'm gonna continue." And I'm like, "Okay, why is that?" And he says, "I don't know, Mark, if I've really accomplished anything." I said, "Well, you got a database of all your clients and you're marketing to them and all of these things, and you're doing all." So I listed out everything. He's like, "Yeah, but I knew I should do that." I'm like, "Well, yeah, you knew you should do it for the last 27 years in business. You haven't done it." Like, so we help businesses do things that they don't, maybe they know what they're doing, they need to do, but they are not doing it. So it's like if somebody asks for references, it's almost like we've got to train people, to go ahead and give a reference, for Action Vision. Does that make
Yep.
sense, Willis?
Yep. Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah. And then if that client's an analytic, oh my goodness, I get so nervous about giving analytics as references. Do you know why?
No.
Are you familiar with the children's Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah.
Analytics are a bit like Eeyore, and you don't want to give an Eeyore as a reference,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Because they're like,
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah. Mark's synergy, yeah, the Action Vision is it's really great. So you want you want to do a Tigger. You got to have a Tigger. Like a Tigger, that's the one you want to go ahead. That's the one you want to go ahead and give because, man, they're excited. They're just excited. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. And so the analytic feels a responsibility that if we did 99 things and they all worked, but there's one thing that's not quite perfect, you know, not quite perfect, that analytic feels compelled to tell your new prospective client about that one thing. I don't know what it is
Yep.
about analytics. They're fascinating creatures, but it's like, and so with synergy, if somebody refers somebody to us, yes, obviously we're thankful and grateful for that, for sure. For sure we like that, we appreciate that. But if it's most of ours are B2B sales, so business to business, and so like if you like every business owner, you go ahead and know you could refer to us, because we work in any industry, any size, anywhere in the world. And so what a lot of times, people do is they don't realize the benefit of referring people to Synergy for Action Vision. Do you know why, Willis? Our
No, what?
clients, the reason is because we don't do a real good job of teaching our clients the benefits of referring business to us.
No, okay.
So that's not really on our clients, it's really on us. And so that's what hopefully this podcast is going to do, is going to teach our clients, listen, you want to refer business to us. And if we say, hey, can you be a reference? You want to be a reference, and you want to be a good reference. Like, you don't want to be an Eeyore. Like, you want to be a Tigger. And so you want to focus on the good. Now, that's not to say, I mean, if you had, if like an analytic, when you're talking to an analytic, they're like, well, there must be something wrong. I mean, nobody's as perfect as what you're making Mark sound out to be. No, he's pretty perfect. Yep, he's flawless. Like, that guy's amazing. No, I'm just joking. You can be honest about me. Like, you can tell it, like, yeah, he seems like a nice guy, but you don't want him, like, yeah, all of the coaches. What are you laughing at, Willis? Like,
I'm laughing because that's just what you did. That's just what you did to me, is make me sound all good, and I'm not that perfect.
well, in my eyes, you are. I mean, I'm serious. Like, I would never say something. I would never say something that's not true, but I'm not going to go. Like, if you said, Mark, you've been married for 41 years, tell me about your wife. It's a good experience. I'm not going to go ahead and go through the 41 years and find the things that were a little bit rough at times, or a lot rough. I'm going to tell you all the good things about her and about the marriage. And so, and so, um, so we have to train our clients in the benefits. So what's the benefits of referring somebody to Synergy? Well, you're a business, they're a business. They go on Action Vision if it's in their best interest, which it almost always is. So you go ahead and work with, let's say you're working with a builder, and, or a greenhouse, or any business. So the average person on the street knows 250 people. The average business owner knows over 5,500 people. And so a business owner can go ahead and refer 20 times as many people to you as what a person on the street. You refer a business owner to us, and when we analyze it, if you want to go ahead and be part of the X-ray review, you can. If not, that's fine too. But if you refer them to us, we're going to go ahead and work to literally integrate you and build you in to their boss system. Why? Because in most situations, if it's best for them, but in most situations, it's going to be best for them, because now you have access to all of their network, all their data. They have all worked with you. As your business grows, their business grows. As their business grows, your business grows. Together, we can accomplish so much more than we ever could on our own.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so,
No.
so there's a super nice Amish gentleman. You might be thinking, Mark, aren't all Amish gentlemen nice? Of course they are. And this guy, he's looking for somebody very, like, it's like, well, so he has 40 employees. So he naturally wants somebody else who has 40 employees. Okay, fine. And then he wants somebody like this in the area. And then he wants somebody that's, Amish, not ex-Amish, Amish. And so, we're going to give you to him as a reference to us, if that's okay with you.
Sure.
Yeah. So the key is, what is it that he's looking for? Well, he's looking for, succession planning. He's not like his business, he wants his business to go ahead. Like he's the owner and he wants his employees, like when he decides to sell or retire or whatever he's going to do, he wants his employees to have something, especially his key employees, to have something. So it's not just him who has the money from the business. He wants to share it with he wants other people to be financially secure.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're working on similar things. He's going to be a little bit further along than you are. He's going to be a bit further along than you are, but it's going to be the same principle. And so, and so, and then he wants to go ahead and clone himself. So he wants to clone himself. And so he wants a system to recruit the right people and develop the right people. And so, like, he wants so many of the things, but he's a cynic. He's analytic. And so my experience is that when most people in the industry we're in, when they're asking for references, they're trying to go ahead and find somebody to say something negative, anything. It could be anything. Like, yeah, Mark's a little hard, like anything at all, because they don't want to do it. You might be thinking, why would somebody not want to do it? It's because they've had so many negative experiences with coaches or consultants or other people giving advice that they're kind of worn down, and they've tried one and that didn't work, and they tried another and that didn't work, and they tried another and that didn't work. And so now they're not opposed to it, but they're really not interested in it. So they obviously didn't ask enough questions last time with all these other things. And so they think what we do is the same as what other people do. And it's not, it's a totally different process, but people can't see that process. Like Tom Kuntz. So he said, well, can you find somebody, that's similar employees, 40. And so I'm thinking about referring him Tom Kuntz. He had, 140,000 employees over that. So is that good enough for the 20, like 40? I mean, so people are fascinating. They're just fascinating to me on how it operates and how they do. So any questions that you have, Willis?
No, I'm halfway to my headache, so no, I don't think so.
Right. Well, good news is you probably won't get full way to your headache because there's only 3 minutes left. And so,
okay. Well, I don't know.
So the like Lane, she's the lead coach with Willis and just doing a great job. And every once in a while, she lets me come on, and I appreciate it. But Willis probably tells her, "Don't let Mark come on. You do a lot better," which is true. Like I kind of beat people up with this. I don't know. So there's all of these, Elaine. Like there's all these short videos, 7 to 9 minutes. And what we kind of did, sort of ish in a way, is number 8, GTing it, the magic seed principle, and number 9, which is the prospect rescue principle. And so these things for Willis, if he can, and they're only 7 to 9 minutes. And so if he could watch these, I think that would help him. And then there's a referral box 7 too. So there's asking for referrals. There are some online things there. And so if he's able to do that. And then there's 10-A is a referral machine. And so that's an amazing video. That's it's a 1-minute video, and it's how to set up a referral machine. So most business owners, they get referrals, but they don't have a referral machine. Now, if they're in business 20, 30 years, they might have been in business long enough that they have so many customers, they don't even need to advertise or go out there and get new leads. They just sit back and the leads come in, and they have plenty of leads coming in. But for new businesses, or if you're a growing business, if you're bringing on new people, you obviously have to keep them busy. Otherwise, they're going to leave and go somewhere else. Elaine, any other thoughts that you have?
No, not that I can think of right now.
Okay. Nora, any thoughts or questions that you have?
Um, I don't think so.
Did Elaine or Nora, did either of you do either of you have headaches?
Not currently.
Okay. Nora, how about you?
Maybe a little.
Okay. So, Willis, do you know why Elaine doesn't have a headache and Nora has a little bit of a headache and you have a 50% headache? Willis, do you know why any of that happens?
Oh, go ahead, tell me.
Yeah, it's just exposure to me. When you get exposed, like what I do is I stretch your brain muscles, and it's like, oh my goodness. Like I was telling Nora, there's a guy that I know, and I don't know what it was, a year ago or whatever it was. He asked her, and so she worked with me, and he worked with me, and he asked her, he says, "Do you want to go on a kayak ride over the 4th of July?" And this was her response, literally. She's like, "No, no, no, I've had enough of Mark." Like, like it's like, keep him back, keep him. So there's, she didn't realize, if you ever get invited to go on a kayak, you know, ride with Mark, you will experience a whole different part of Mark. Like he can go 2.5 hours. He doesn't have to say a word, like not a word. He can just go right down, just like you don't even hear him talk. Like it's very relaxing. It's like whatever experience you want to have, he can provide that to you. So Elaine, she's worked with me for a number. It's a true story. You know,
Okay.
oh, over at our property, we had like I think it was 60 plus Amish teachers that came over and they did kayaks. Yeah. So we're working on, oh, you'd be interested in this. We're working on getting into the Amish schools and helping the teachers and the students. And, that's good for you because then that can give you access to the best students because the teachers, they're going to obviously say all their students are amazing because they're all Amish and the kids are all, every one of the kids. But if you can get them, if you can get behind the screen with them and say, okay, I know they're all amazing. They're all great kids because they're Amish, but which one would you recommend is the best one? So if you can get the teachers to go ahead and start referring, I mean, imagine having access to 60 teachers and how they could go ahead and refer people in. And then you could go in and speak. You could speak to the students and you could go ahead and share them the difference between an employee and an owner. You could then present the opportunities. Like it would be you would have so many people coming to work for you. It'd be amazing. Does that make sense, Willis?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Willis, he's an interesting guy. How long have you been in business, Willis?
Uh, only 7 years.
7 years. Yeah. So you can kind of feel a little bit of the energy. Like he's kind of, yeah, yeah, no, yeah. I want more employees. Yeah, give me more because more is better. Like, but no, but if right, that's what I'm saying. I built it up to 22 employees, and I'm like, man, that's enough for me. I got to figure out a different model. And so I think that some of these new models that Life Masteries is coming out with, I think they would actually be good. So I think if we can get into the teachers and get into the Amish schools, that I think we can help the Amish teachers do just a few, I mean, a few tweaks. Like I'm really big into Amish. Like if I knew I could have gone to an Amish school, I would have gone, bar none. I mean, you can't see them, but Nora and Elaine are laughing because they know it's true. Like I'm like, I didn't know. I did not know that there was an option out there only to go through 8th grade. Like I did not know that. If I would have known that, I'd have said to my parents, Mom, Dad, you have two options. One is you can join the Amish. Like that's one of your options. Or two, seriously, I would have done that to him. Or two is, it's pretty simple. I'm going to be adopted by an Amish family. That's how much I did. That's how much I did not like school. I did not like school. It's like, wow, I could have been so much further ahead in life if I hadn't gone to college and finished out those. Anyways, so if you're listening to the rebroadcast of this, talk to your Action Vision coach. There's a bunch of nuances in here. So you can, when you learn to partner with other businesses, when you learn to do that, and then when you learn that when you're a reference, that gives you an opportunity. If you're excited about what you've done and experienced on Action Vision, and that the person you're talking to is a potential client, and every one of them, every person they know, which is 5,500 or more, every one of them can become a client of yours too. And so if you're excited about it and say, hey, yeah, you can, if you go on Action Vision, I'd be happy to take a look at your plan or your business x-ray, anything I can do to help you. I mean, two reasons you do that. One is you're just a nice person. And two is it makes good business sense to be nice. Like if you can help them, they'll help you. When your business grows, their business grows. As their business grows, your business grows. Together, we can accomplish so much more than we ever could on our own. Thanks, Willis. You've been a great sport. Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, Mark. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.